Hey, now I'd like to give an example of finding a common denominator and subtracting or adding two fractions. Thought I'd start with something hideous and awful. Let us subtract and simplify 75y over 12x minus 23 over 18xy. Now, the trick that I would like you to learn is to start by sort of factoring the denominators. You can leave the numerator alone, 75y. 12, hopefully at this point you're getting good enough at factoring that you can immediately see that 12 is 2 times 2 times 3, 4 times 3 is 12, times x, and then over here, I'll leave a little space for later stuff, 23 over 18. Let's see, 18 is what? 6 times 3, and 6 is 2 times 3 times 3 times x times y. Now, I'm not eliminating things, but I am just kind of keeping track of the fact that they both have a 3, and they both have a 2, and they both have an x. So the first one, if this denominator were a whiny child, it would be jealous of the 3 and the y. And so I'm going to put that 3y in the top and in the bottom. Now this one over here is looking over here. It's got the 2 here, it's got this 3, it's got the x. It doesn't have that other 2. So it wants a 2 top and bottom. Now, look what happens if we do this. We end up with, let's see, 75 times 3 is, if I had 9 quarters, I would have 225. 225y squared over, now I can put this back together again. This was just 12 times 3, 36xy minus 23 times 2 is 46 over, now notice that here's the trick. They both have two 2's, two 3's, an x and a y, so this is also a 36xy. And now the one challenge that really confuses people, they try so hard to be nice. They're like, I'll do even things I can't do. Don't do things you can't do. What we have to do, we can make a single fraction out of this, 36xy being the denominator, but the numerator is what you get when you take 225y squared minus 46. Hey, but you can't subtract something with a y squared, something without a y squared from something that has a y squared. The fundamental law of units says it's just 225 y squared minus 46. That is the answer. Now, obviously, if we didn't have the variables, it would be a little bit easier and we would be able to subtract, but I thought I would give the most horrible example I could, and hopefully this makes things make a little bit more sense.